Welcome to our exploration of government deficits and national debt, terms often heard but not always understood. Today we'll clarify what these terms mean and explore their impact on economic stability. Consider a country's finances like a household budget. Sometimes revenues, principally taxes, fall short, leading to deficits. When these accumulate, we encounter national debt. Throughout this video, we'll cover the delicate balance needed to manage these financial elements. By our journey's end, you'll understand how these factors shape economies and influence daily life. Let's delve into this crucial subject to grasp the broader economics affecting us all. Next, let's explore the concept of a government deficit. A deficit occurs when a nation spends more than it earns through revenues like taxes. Like a personal budget with more expenses than income, the gap must be filled by borrowing. Similarly, governments turn to borrowing when spending exceeds revenue, which contributes to the national debt over time. Understanding government deficits is vital as it lays the foundation for comprehending broader economic implications, affecting everything from taxes to public services. As we continue, we'll see how these deficits influence economic policy and stability, unraveling fiscal management's complexities. In fiscal policies, the term national debt looms large. It represents the cumulative total of all government deficits. When a budget deficit occurs, government spending outpaces earnings, borrowing fills the gap, accumulating into national debt. Each borrowed dollar adds a layer to this financial structure. This mounting debt affects the government and the economy by influencing interest rates, future budgets, and economic stability. Understanding national debt involves tracing this borrowing trajectory, translating fiscal policy into a quantifiable commitment, a critical concept in understanding how debt shapes the economic landscape. In finance and economics, understanding deficit and surplus is pivotal. A budget deficit occurs when a government's spending exceeds its revenue, signaling more outgo than income. Conversely, a budget surplus indicates that revenue surpasses spending, suggesting financial health. These conditions' implications are significant. A sustained deficit often leads to increased borrowing and national debt, potentially hindering growth, while a surplus bolsters economic strength, allowing for public service investment and debt reduction. Grasping these dynamics helps us understand how nations craft economic strategies, aiming for stability by balancing expenditures and revenues. Now we explore the pressing issue of the United States national debt, which surpasses $30 trillion. This staggering number results from consistent budget deficits where spending exceeds revenue. Such imbalances force borrowing, increasing national debt. Persistent deficits highlight deeper issues in economic management, potentially threatening stability. This debt magnitude underscores a strategic need to manage deficits and prevent fiscal erosion. Although abstract, these figures significantly impact government spending on public services and future growth investment. As we continue, remember the importance of managing national finances adeptly. To manage national debt, governments often use treasury bonds. Investors lend money with future repayment promises plus interest. These bonds are key in aligning fiscal policy needs with financial markets, attracting both domestic and international investors. This global interplay exemplifies complex fiscal dynamics, yet reliance on treasury bonds requires careful monitoring to ensure stability. As we deepen our understanding of public debt, the role of these bonds underscores the government's commitment to balancing obligations while fostering growth. Next, we'll explore the debt-to-GDP ratio, a crucial economic health metric. Evaluating a nation's economic health features the debt-to-GDP ratio, a critical metric comparing national debt to the economy's size, measuring financial burden against value generation capacity. A high ratio signals potential risks, suggesting debt may outpace economic output, leading to decreased investor confidence and higher borrowing costs. Conversely, a lower ratio implies fiscal strength and stability. Monitoring this ratio helps policymakers ensure sustainable fiscal policies, aligning with long-term stability. Understanding the debt-to-GDP ratio demystifies fiscal health and provides insights into envisioning a secure economic future. Diving into structural and cyclical deficits reveals distinct characteristics. Structural deficits persist regardless of economic performance, arising from long-term policies that exceed revenues. In contrast, cyclical deficits are tied to economic downturns, as reduced tax revenues pair with increased expenditures like unemployment benefits. These cyclical deficits often recover as economies rebound. Understanding these types is crucial for fiscal policy formulation. Structural changes might require reforms, while cyclical deficits can be countered with economic measures. By distinguishing these, policymakers can better guide the economy towards stability and growth. In government finance, debt servicing is pivotal yet challenging. It involves meeting interest payments on national debts, a recurring expenditure not to be overlooked. But what's the impact? Interest payments often mean less funds are available for vital initiatives, such as infrastructure or social programs. Balancing debt servicing with investing in essential services is delicate, risking reduced expenditure where economic prosperity and well-being depend. Addressing this requires strategic financial planning and focus on long-term health. As we explore debt's economic impacts, note how interest obligations influence government funding capabilities. In economics, government borrowing often takes the spotlight. Excessive borrowing can raise interest rates, a crowding out effect increasing loan costs, challenging businesses and individuals seeking credit. Entrepreneurs or homeowners may face barriers to growth and dreams due to skewed borrowing scales. This ripple effect can slow growth, risking private sector innovation and investment. Understanding borrowing balance highlights its influence on the economic landscape, emphasizing strategic fiscal policies for fostering equitable economic environments. Let's delve deeper into these elements' interactions shaping economies in upcoming sections. The Greek debt crisis is a potent reminder of high national debt's risks. In the early 2010s, Greece's spiraling debt led to adopting strict austerity, necessary yet causing recession-related societal pains. The stark results included unemployment, unrest, and a struggling economy. At its core was an unsustainable debt, a cautionary tale globally. Greece's experience underscores prudent fiscal management's importance and the needed balance to avert financial disasters. Examining Greece offers insights into national debt consequences and steps required to secure economic futures from similar crises. As we conclude our exploration of deficits and debt, remember that understanding and managing national debt is crucial for economic stability. We explored the intricacies of deficits, saw real-world impacts like the Greek debt crisis, and understood how debt influences broader dynamics. With this knowledge, you're better equipped to appreciate fiscal responsibility's role in economic health. As the global economy evolves, staying informed is vital. Subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos on economics. Join our learning journey. Let's decode economic language and understand finance's influence on the world.